Now batting for the New York Yankees, the shortstop, number two.
Welcome back. This is episode 176 of the NYYST podcast. I'm your host, Christian. As always, joined by my co-host, Chris.
Yo.
And Stat Guy, Rye.
What up?
Week 99.
I was literally just going to say week 60 of quarantine. We're on the same page now that you have a baby.
Week 99 of quarantine.
This sucks.
People
are rebelling. Revolting. Is that the right word? Revolting?
Rebelling.
I'll be picketing. I'm going to be standing outside Yankee Stadium soon if they don't start up baseball.
Did you guys see that article circulating that's like, Yankee Stadium will be a movie theater this summer? I'm like, fuck you, it will. And then you read it and it's like in the parking lot. Like, who's going to those shitty parking lots?
In the River Ave parking lot.
So on Joe and Evan today, they were reading something that the NHL kind of put this proposal together about how to have fans in the arena but socially distant. And they said that it was based off of like an 18,000 seat arena. Now, did you guys hear this?
No, I'm just looking at it now, though.
That's cheating. I want you to guess something.
Oh, all right. I'm not looking. I'm not.
If you had to guess, how many fans would you think would be able to go to the game if they were doing social distancing in like an 18,000 seat arena?
Oh boy, I would have to say about a third of them. So 6,000.
They said between.
I'd say 3.
Ryan's a lot closer. They said between 2,000 and 2,500.
Really? That's crazy.
At that point, would it even be worth it to open the arena to fans for 2,500 people?
Well, you got to think of it too, right? How many people are actually buying those tickets? We're going to be in such a recession, right?
I'm buying tickets.
Oh yeah,
buy those tickets.
Okay. So let me ask you a question.
Do you know how many people? I know a lot of people are suffering and they're not working, but there are also a good amount of people that are working right now that can still.
But those people that are going to buy those tickets, because let me ask you, if only 3,000 people can go, just like Field of Dreams, right? How expensive are those tickets going to be?
Well, that's the thing. They're already going to outprice people.
And is it going to be? Is the first 3,000 going to be season ticket holders? What are you going to do? What are you going to do there? Are they going to be completely?
Like think about the Giants, right? The New York Giants. What would you say percentage of people that have tickets to those games are? 99% are season ticket holders, if not 100. If they decide
the waiting list for those. So yeah,
if you decide that the NFL can open up to fans, but say 40% of the arena is going to be the stadium will be filled, how do you decide the 40% of people that are going to the game?
I think it should be. I think first of all, I think you could either do one of two things. I think you can throw away season tickets and you can refund for the season, which is expensive, but you got to do it. I mean, you got the money, right? People paid you this money already, so you got to refund it. Or you do like a raffle, and depending on, you could even still refund at that point and then do a raffle and have people, season ticket holders, get first priority, but they're at a certain cost.
So
that'll be something for the NFL because, I mean, the good thing for the NBA and hockey is that their seasons are pretty much done. So, I mean, I think hockey only has like 20 games left.
Well, I was hearing something today also on Joe and Evan that I don't know if it was somebody speculating something or something that they thought they were going to do is only bring back the top 8 seeds in each conference, and the teams that are currently out of the playoffs don't come back. And then you take.
Are you talking hockey or basketball?
Basketball. And then from there, you group the top 4 teams with and then you group the bottom 4 teams, and then you do like a round robin to get them exhibition, but it'll count towards the regular season. And then after each team plays each team in their group, then you go right into the postseason.
Yeah.
So each team would have 3 games, and then you would play the playoffs.
Yeah, that makes sense. But can I ask you a quick question? I didn't take the time to read it, but I heard Bryce Harper's proposal for MLB was pretty good. Did you guys read it or no?
Yeah,
I
it
just
was
know
on
that
an
he wants.
Instagram post
Oh,
or
I know.
something.
I heard that he wants to play like 130 games, but he also wants to get paid. So that's why he wants to play that many.
We didn't really weigh in our own personal opinion. We did based off of who we thought would be right in the salary war or in the money war. We didn't really weigh in our personal opinions on what the proposal is at this point.
Well, if you are a fan of this show, why don't you weigh in with your personal opinion in the form of a 5-star rating and review on iTunes?
It's called a segue.
Well, not really, but it's anyway. So, what were you saying now?
I was saying we really didn't weigh in on our personal opinions on how we felt towards the proposal of.
Well, what's the proposal? Well, I was just reading a little bit more into it. They want to play 82 games, and if you start on July 4th, then you could probably get 82 games in. And at this point, I'm okay with that.
You're okay with the fact that it might only be. I mean, part of the proposal is only divisional games, right?
I don't know if they can only play divisional games. Is that what they said?
Something to limit travel, like you'd play your counter rival if you have one in the National League or something in the NL East.
So the Yankees. Well, no, I think it was wasn't it division and then opposite division? Like so, the Yankees would play the NL East and the AL East,
right?
Okay, I mean, is that better? That's better than saying that. What Cactus League, and then Grapefruit League. That's better. That's still some semblance of like real baseball.
It is. It's not the end of the world. I'm not happy about it.
Honestly, I would have no problem with that if that's what they did. If they did, you play your division and opposite division in the other league, I would be okay with that. I would actually have no problem.
Honestly, like if they play 130 games, that's different. If they're playing 80 and it's all like bullshit,
Chris, think about it. There's 4 other teams in your division, right? If you play each of those teams 19 times, that's what, 56 games?
Not every division has 4 other teams.
Yeah, they do. Each league has 15 teams in it.
Yeah, but not every division has. Doesn't the Central have 6?
No, they're all the same now since the Astros went to the American League. They're all at 5.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the whole point of moving the Astros was, or was it who was the last team to move the Astros or the Brewers? Houston. So speaking of Houston, can we do a quick little sidebar here on Houston? Our buddy Alex Bregman.
What did he do?
Oh yeah, what was this?
He dropped his agent because he's represented by the same firm that LeBron James is represented by, and they're coming out with a documentary on how the Astros cheated in 2017.
Yeah, I saw that. It's awesome.
Bregman got a little sore ass on it, and he dropped his agency. So, because he's soft,
bitch. I hate him.
Is he your most hated player on Houston?
Absolutely, he's my most hated player in baseball right now.
Yeah, I would say he's my most hated player.
He
in
absolutely
baseball. I had to pick one.
He absolutely is. He's a scumbag.
I think he's so much more of a douchebag than Altuve.
Remember this? Remember the speech he gave with his hands?
Do you want to know why Altuve at least if Altuve is a scumbag, when he talks, at least he knows how to fake it a little and come off a little genuine. When Bregman told him, he's like, man, okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Where's my apology on the piece of paper someone else wrote? Hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I just feel like it's too compromised for me at this point. Like I'm not saying I'm not going to be happy if the Yankees win it all, but I'll look back and be like, yeah, but come on. We still need to win a World Series. You're not going to feel that way?
No, I'm not. If we get something that resembles real baseball, and if that is the case, with you play 60 games against your division, and then you fill out the rest of the season by playing 15 or 20 games against whatever it is against the National League East. That's close enough to me. That's half a season. That's how the season would play out normally, and you're just taking out the Central and West. I'm okay with that.
And the Central and West suck, other than the Astros anyway. But my thing is, let's just assume the Yankees win it all, right? Are you gonna look back the next year and be like, yeah, but we still need it. We're still hungry. We still need it because last year was kind of bullshit.
No.
Not at all. So if they win it this year and then they go another 10, 15 years without winning it, you'll still be like, well, at least we had it in 2020.
Does it not count? Is it not going to count?
I'm not talking about what's counting or not. I'm talking about your own personal feelings towards it.
Yeah, it's going to feel like they won the fucking World Series because look at what we've gone through so far to get to this point. And we waited what, another April, May, June, fucking another 3-4 months or whatever it is to get baseball on the field. And what was the end goal of the 2020 season? For the Yankees to be World Series champions. And we had to wait. And they won. So no, okay. I'm not throwing it back.
Okay, but maybe I should have put it this way, right? We've waited so long for this.
You do this shit all the time. You don't like the answer that you get, so you rephrase the question to get the answer that you want.
No. I respect your answer and it makes sense, but I'm still feeling the way I am. So I figured out what it is. The way I should have.
Wash your ass then.
The way I should have said it was, we've waited 10 years, which we're not used to. And when I imagine that 10-year drought was over, I feel like we're going to be like, of course, when they finally win it after 10 years, it's in this shortened fucking bullshit season where they only played their own division and, played the NL East and everything was different and everything was weird and there was no fans.
But if they expand the postseason, I think that should also count for something, that you're going through an extra layer now too, to get to the World Series.
I agree with you. And I'm not doubting credibility at this point. I think it's still going to be prestigious.
No, this counts. I'm going to spend thousands of dollars on Fanatics buying merchandise. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hang the fucking Daily News front page on my wall over here with everything else. It's going to count. I'm sorry. If they win the World Series this year, it counts. I'm not throwing it back.
Well,
I'm not going to be like, well, no, I'm going to be like, the Yankees won the World Series in 2020. SMD, okay?
Okay, and I respect that, and I agree with you. I will sit here and say, yeah, they won the World Series. I just don't know how fulfilled I'll feel. But
I'm going to feel fucking fulfilled, all right?
Here's my biggest gripe.
They won the World Series.
Here's my biggest gripe. The whole players' rules that are being proposed. No high fives, no hugging, no fucking dipping. How can you not dip? How is DJ LeMahieu going to go one fucking pitch without a fat hammer in his lip?
All right, first of all, these are just proposals right now. This might not be what we get to the field on if we get to baseball on July 4th, okay? Here's what I don't understand, right? So I was reading that they're going to have a 30-man active roster instead of 26, but with 50-player taxi squad, so you can have 20 guys additional there at your beck and call. Now they're going to have to social distance in the
such bullshit
in the stands. Look. Do you want baseball or do you not want baseball?
It's just so stupid, though.
But do you want baseball or do you not want baseball?
I do want baseball.
So this is what we have to go through to get it. But bro,
are these guys not going to get tested every single day?
I have no idea.
Every day they're going to get tested. I don't
know if you need to test them every day. Maybe once a week.
But my point is,
that's outlined in the proposal they just released.
What's that? The testing? How often?
Yeah, players will undergo intake screening when they report to spring training, taking place at multiple locations. They'll have a temperature check with contactless thermometer. Most of the tests will be all right. It sounds like everyone, according to the documents, will get tested. Managers, coaches, umpires. They don't really say here how often they'll get tested, but I assume it'll be pretty often.
So here's what I really didn't like is that fighting is strictly prohibited, and if you instigate a fight, you will be severely punished. Now, let's say, I don't know, James Paxton doesn't like the fact that Jose Altuve didn't want to get his shirt ripped off because he was hiding a buzzer in Game 6 of the ALCS and hits him. That's instigating a fight right there. So James Paxton and the Yankees are going to get more severely punished for that than the Houston Astros were for cheating.
Can we put together like a conspiracy theory video on how Manfred must have some interconnection with the Astros and all of this has just been a ploy to protect them?
I know I was joking, but I quote quoted that rule when somebody tweeted, and I said Rob Manfred is a confirmed Astros fan.
He must be.
Yeah, definitely.
Because now you can't even now the retaliation on the field is gone too now. Because now if you just want to say, you know what, I'm going to bean this guy, screw it. That's my retaliation for them cheating. You can't even do that now. Now it's like strictly prohibited, and they will be strongly punished.
But pal, they're not going to be playing the Astros. So
anybody, okay? So maybe
no high fiving.
Maybe
that's bullshit.
Maybe Shohei Ohtani feels some type of way about the Astros.
That's bullshit. You can't high five. Come on.
No smokeless tobacco, no dippies, sunflower seeds. You got to wash your hands in between innings. Clubhouse, you got to be 6 feet apart.
Here's one that I didn't understand at all. Is that they said that when there's a runner on base, the fielder needs to like kind of get away from the runner. Like, how are you supposed to hold somebody on?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Just cancel the season.
Yeah,
just cancel it. I'm okay with them canceling the season. I will sacrifice a year of baseball at this point.
It's because it's not what you want, so that means nobody else can have it.
And it's also so much money that they would lose. And I mean,
you're selfish. So if it's not exactly what you want,
I don't think it's being selfish to just give an opinion on it. And my opinion is, I'd rather not have baseball.
Because you don't like it. So that says fuck everybody else.
I'm not saying that I'm making a decision. I'm saying I'm giving my opinion.
Your argument is that you feel like the amount of games played wouldn't constitute like you to feel.
No, that was not my argument.
Well, then what are you saying?
My argument is that but if they play 100 games, around 100 games, then why isn't that the same as playing just baseball? It does not have to do with the amount of games. I'm happy with 80 games. Even 70 I'd be okay with. My point is that we've waited 10 years for this. 10 full years. And it's like there's always going to be a stigma around 2020.
So if the Yankees won last year, you wouldn't give a shit about any of this.
No, I wouldn't care as much, no.
Well, I'm sorry, they didn't win last year, so let's get on the field.
If the Yankees won it last year and then all this was happening, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, fuck it. Give me 80 games, only division series. They can't spit on each other and whatever, no high fives. I'm fine with it.
Why you think it's going to hold? Somebody will hold this state against the Yankees?
No. I don't. You're not listening to me.
If the Reds win, are they going to hold it against them?
But you're not listening to me. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm talking about myself. I'm someone just like you guys who watches 162 games, and there's a lot invested in that season. And what I'm saying is, because there's always going to be, not an asterisk, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they're going to be questioned if they're champions, but there's always going to be that thing around 2020 that it was just not the same. You can't
say... They played 50 games in 1999 when the Spurs won the NBA title. Nobody ever brings that up when they talk about Tim Duncan's legacy.
Okay, was there a huge pandemic where players couldn't even sit near each other during all that? All I'm saying is there's
that might have even been worse because there was that a strike or a lockout, Ryan? One of the two, right?
It was a lockout.
What year are you talking about?
99 when they played the Knicks in the finals.
I'm not questioning the credibility of winning a World Series. What I'm questioning, I'm not even questioning it. I'm telling you how I feel, is that I've waited 10 years. I want a real full season where they play.
You can't have it. Can't have it.
I understand it. I'm still going to be grateful if they win a World Series. All I'm saying is after 10 years, of course, it would be this fucking bullshit of a season that they would win the World Series, and then we'd be like... So the Yankees win in 2020, you never win again to the day you die. You're going to go to your grave saying the last time they won a World Series was 2009? No. What is your problem? I'm just saying there in my gut, there is always going to be that weird feeling like... Well, you need I need a full season of how it normally is with the teams they normally play and whatever to truly feel fulfilled.
All right. Well, you know what? You got to get over it. Okay. Your wife doesn't feel truly fulfilled in her entire life of being married to you. She got over it. Was raising a nice family. So you need to get over this.
How do you think she got over it?
I have no idea, man.
That season was shortened to 50 games in '98. The basketball season.
Was it a lockout or a strike? I didn't hear.
Yeah, it was a 6 month lockout.
Did the NHL recently have a lockout? Is that
they
the
missed
one I'm
an
thinking
entire
of?
Season?
Basketball had another one in 2011.
That's what I'm thinking of.
They only
like-
played 66 games.
When did the NHL cancel the entire season, Ryan? Wasn't that
Well, 2012, 2013, they canceled a lot of the games, including the All-Star game, and shortened the season to 48 games. And they canceled the season in 2004, 2005.
You know, when I was talking to
was-
Andrew Rotundi of Bronx Pinstripes when he came on the show, I didn't realize that in '95 the strike was still going on in the beginning of the season, that it was a shortened season.
Well, you don't pay attention to things, so why would we expect you to
Sorry,
know
Christian, I was 6.
that? Okay.
Sorry.
But I cried. My first memory is Ken Griffey Jr.
It is.
Chris, I know you think that it might not feel like the same, but if you look at the way they're going to break these divisions up, they're going to be playing the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Rays, the Orioles, the Mets, teams that they play a lot of games in the regular season. Shit. That's just
You're
fucking
absolutely
excellent.
We
right.
really need to be bored with
And
the
also
White
just
Sox and the A's and shit like that. Come on.
if you look at the standings from last year, there's only one team that doesn't make the playoffs if the season ended at 100 games, and that's the Chicago Cubs. They're the only team that was in a position to make the postseason and wouldn't have if the season was shortened to around 100 games last year. So in that sense, the playoffs are determined pretty much.
Well, the Nationals, who won the World Series, if the season went 82 games last year, they would have been out of the postseason.
Yeah, 82 they would have been, but they started getting hot right around that time.
All that does is give it more credibility that it's going to be tougher. But you guys, listen, you guys are, you're right. You guys are probably right, and I'm just telling you how I feel before this all starts. By the time it starts, come September, I probably won't even feel that way anymore. I'll probably be so deep into the season that it won't even feel like anything was shortened or tampered with at that point. And by the time
Game 7 of the ALCS, Houston Yankees, we're tied in the bottom of the 9th inning. Altuve hits another walk-off home run. Your heart's not broken. You're just like, it was a short.
That's a great point. That's a great point. That's a good way to think of it. Yeah, of course.
You're gonna be fucking devastated. Okay.
And that's what that's kind of what I'm saying now is like by the time we get there, if we get there, I probably will be so involved in the postseason with full emotion that I wouldn't even be thinking about the stupid shortened season and when it started and what's around it at that point. So you're right.
Yep. And there will also be no excuses. You can't be like, 82 games, the Yankees got off slow, they didn't make the postseason. No, it doesn't work like that. Like you get in, you play. There's no excuses one way or the other. If the Yankees don't get in because they started slow, hey, you know what? They suck this year. If they win the World Series, they played by the same rules everybody else did. The title's legit. It's going to fulfill me as if they played 162 games this year. So that's just the way I
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question now. And now at this point, you guys have done a good job of convincing me the other way. But I'm going to play a little devil's advocate for you because I want to have a little debate on this. Christian, you've been adamant and saying that if the Yankees don't win a World Series this year, that you're questioning Cashman's position, you're questioning Boone's position. Let's say they don't make the playoffs or don't make the World Series. Are you taking that back now because you can't?
I would be a little. No, look, I think you do have to. No, you do. In situation, if you're talking
then
about,
I'm sorry, your argument is gone because that's exactly what I'm talking about.
If you're gonna let me make my point, maybe you should.
Okay, make your point
before you jump down.
You're right.
I would honestly sit there and think about it more than I would if they played 162 games. Would I still be in the? Because I think it would be fair at that point to at least think about it and see how the season might have played out over 162 games.
So there you go. That's my only point and argument to the beginning of this whole debate was that you're going to have that little, this. Well, if you're going to feel that way then you might feel it when they win it all. You might sit there and say, yeah, well, it was only this and that and whatever.
If they get into the postseason and they lose because the team wasn't equipped for a postseason run because they didn't have enough X or they didn't have enough Y, then my opinion won't change one bit because this team is not built to win 103 games or 105 games. We know they can do that. This team is now have to be built to win a World Series. And if they're going to expand, look, I'll tell you that you made me think about this for a second. You really want me to answer this truthfully?
Yeah.
If the Yankees don't make the postseason this year, everybody goes. Everybody goes.
Really?
Yeah, you want to know why? Because if they're going to expand the postseason teams what is it going to be? Another 2 in each league from 10 to 4. You're going to go from 10 teams to 14?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah,
So
expanded.
So you mean to tell me that you're not one of the 7 best teams in the American League after 82 games? People got to go.
That's
you
fair.
got to go for that. I'm sorry, you got to go for that.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, if you're expanding playoffs, then yeah, it doesn't change.
My only
Agreed.
only point to asking you that was things
Agreed.
do have to change with how we feel about certain things. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
No matter what, something is different. There is a
Would I
change,
give it a
and you're
but I'm
always
gonna tell
going to feel that way.
But would I give it a little bit more thought before I fired everybody? Probably. I would probably give it a little bit more thought. But at the end of the day, if we're all playing under the same rules and you're not one of the 7 best teams in a shortened season, I'm sorry. So you got to make it. I would still be inclined to say that I'm going to make a change there. And especially if we do get to the postseason and his team is one of the favorites in the postseason and they're still losing for the same stupid reasons that they always lose, then yeah, I got to make then I really got to make a change.
Okay, that's fair. Yitch.
So I mean, what are you saying? The Yankees? Where did the Bulls go in that? Would they go what what was that? Their record-breaking year, like 73-9 or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Did you guys watch The Last Dance?
72
I watched the
and 10.
first 2 episodes.
I have two left. It's so good.
I heard it's
so good.
Listen, I hate ESPN. I hate everything about ESPN except their storytelling. When they do 30 for 30s documentaries,
Yeah, and it's the same people.
They should never get rid of those people who do those because it's the only good thing about their company. And
really well done. You don't realize what was going on during all those years. I mean, I was so young, but
a lot of people were upset about the release of it. Like Jordan wasn't. I think his daughter, who came out, his daughter said that he really wasn't excited that this came out. He wasn't happy about everything that came out. Scottie Pippen had a statement that he was kind of taken back by.
Scottie Pippen's one of the biggest.
Yeah.
I only saw the first 2 episodes, but that's all anybody's talking about on sports radio because it's really like the only thing going on. He comes off as kind of,
really.
He doesn't come off very good in this thing.
Yeah, he kind of starts to redeem himself as it goes. But a guy, Horace Grant, he was a former teammate of Jordan. He just came out and was talking about he didn't like what Jordan was saying.
Is Rodman in it?
So it's Rodman's a big part of it.
I love Dennis
He's great
Rodman.
in it.
He's
really
whacked.
good. It's really well done. And Phil Jackson's awesome in it. His whole story. I didn't realize how great he was for the Knicks.
I think I might wait for it to hit Netflix because I watched the first 2 episodes on demand and they don't have the uncensored version.
I watched the first few on, then I recorded it because they had a marathon going and it was all the uncensored. It's so much better uncensored.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't.
You
really
can't
care.
watch something like that uncensored.
No, you have to watch it uncensored.
No, I meant censored. I've never seen something that so many people have watched and not heard one bad thing about it.
Yeah, it's just the way they're doing it. It's just really.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say that I was blown away by it because I'm not a big basketball fan, and
Yeah, but if it's 10 episodes after only 2, you probably got to let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah, you got to.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I was entertained by it. I wouldn't call
it gets better. I think
I wouldn't call it the greatest thing I've ever watched. Like I've been more. Just because it's more up my alley. The WWE is doing something similar with The Undertaker, calling it The Last Ride, where they're chronicling the last 3 years of his career as he's probably going to retire soon. The first 2 episodes are on demand already. So that was pretty cool to see him he's a guy that never broke character. You never got out of character interviews from him, and then to get behind the scenes.
He left for a long time, right?
He only really wrestles like once a year now, so he doesn't.
But he doesn't wear the mask anymore.
The Undertaker never wore. I mean, he wore a mask briefly for like 1 year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Who are you thinking? You thinking of his brother Kane?
Oh yeah, I am thinking of Kane. I think I am thinking of Kane. Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody. I mean, if you want to sign up for WWE Network, it's free for the first month, and you want to watch the couple episodes that are up there. But I would wait until they release the whole thing. I think if you've ever watched him as a wrestler, you probably would be entertained by it. It is pretty good.
I like a good documentary, so I'll watch any of them.
Have you ever gone? It's so far out of sight now, but did you ever watch Tiger King?
No, never watch it. I still plan on watching it though.
I don't know if you need to now.
Did you ever watch the Jake the Snake documentary? I heard that's phenomenal.
I may have a long time ago, like when it first came out.
I heard his story's wild.
Oh yeah, like cocaine and
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And his father raped his mother, and that's how he was born.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty fucked up.
That's fucked up. That's a fucked up story.
Yeah. Actually, there was a documentary series on Vice that just ended last night called Dark Side of the Ring, where they do stories on like more of like the more depressing murder type things that happened in wrestling. And the one that aired last night is, I don't know how familiar. Yeah, Benoit was the season premiere, but I don't know how familiar you guys are when Owen Hart died in '99 when he fell out of the rafters when he was doing a stunt.
Yeah,
shit.
I don't know much about it. I know of it.
Yeah, no, that was the story they did last night. That shit was heartbreaking. It was really the first time anybody's heard out of his kids, man. And I don't know. I'm turning into like a big softy now that I have a kid. Like, I'm just very emotional about hearing people talk about their dads and dads talk about their kids and shit.
It's called the
like,
midlife crisis.
You know what, bro? If I live to be 72, I'll actually sign for that right now.
Me too.
So maybe I am having a midlife crisis. Normally that happens when you're 40s. But if I make it to 70, man, I'll consider that a good life.
I agree.
Ryan's like, I've been watching Parks and Rec, and Chris Traeger's like, I believe the first person to ever be born to live to 150 is on this earth, and that person is me.
He was literally born. So we got anything else? Or are we gonna play? Guess That Yankee. So
I don't know. Is there anything else maybe we should touch upon on this little proposal here? Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's talk about this poll that I ran that was brought in our came about when I saw those what do you call it? Those restrictions here. So I ran a poll the other day and I said, when you played baseball, what was your go-to? Gum, seeds, tobacco, or other? And do you know what won?
Seeds.
Yeah, seeds won by 52%. Gum was 39%. Tobacco was 7%, and other was 2%. And I had somebody tell me that they chewed shredded, or they dipped shredded coconut.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not a real baseball player or a baseball fan. I had never heard of that before.
I never knew anyone who actually did it, but it has the same feel, like the same texture.
I have some shredded coconut.
Yeah,
I think maybe I'll pack a.
So next pod instead of next pod doing a dippy, do a cokey.
You know my one friend.
Shred.
You know my one friend used to buy that. They're kind of newer, I guess, over the last 7 years or so. The pouches that they do with the dip, but it's coffee pouches.
Coffee flavored, yeah.
Yeah. So you can swallow it. It's like drinking a cup of coffee.
Now you didn't dip in high school. I'm assuming.
Sophomore year of high school, I started.
How the fuck did you get away with that? You did that on the field? No,
you couldn't do it on the field.
That's what I'm saying. When you played in high school,
I couldn't even do it on the field in college. If anyone like that was an administrator of the school, the athletic trainer, anything saw you with a dip in, you were done.
Yeah. So what did you do when you played?
Well, I was in the bullpen, so all of us used to pack lips in the bullpen, and then when I would pitch, I would put a pouch in, and I'm so fat, like my face is so fat, just one pouch, you wouldn't even see it.
When in high school, I was a seeds. I was seeds and strictly seeds.
Yeah,
but growing,
you were also a prude in high school. No,
I don't even know what that one has to do with the other, and why you make a comment like that. Like, what does that have to do with? Just because, like,
you didn't drink, you didn't do anything.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is how I know you didn't know me back in high school. I almost got expelled 3 weeks before graduation because I was fucking high and told my teacher about it.
That's fucked up.
That's awesome.
We were in Spanish class, and we had this. I don't want to say her name, but did you ever have her? She also taught Italian. She had a very high-pitched voice. I don't want to say her name and maybe pull up her spot here, but she annoyed the shit out of me, and I wasn't having it anymore. It was like the end of school. It was like 3 weeks to go, and I'm feeling myself because now I'm a cool kid that smokes pot, and she was like, all right, everybody, let's sit around the circle and we're going to read a story in Spanish. And I'm like, I only sit around circles that joints are passed around in. And she gets, get out of here. Get out of here right now. You're going for a drug test. And I'm like, oh, shit, I will not pass a drug test and I won't be able to graduate. And I'm like, please, no, like, I'm begging with her out in the hallway. I'm like, please, no, like, don't send me for a drug test. Like, I'm just kidding. Like, and I pointed to like the cool kids in class, and I was like, I just want them to like me. That's why I said it.
Yeah, that's good.
She was like, she goes, you sit down, you sit in the corner, you don't say anything for the rest of the class. You're not even allowed in story time.
I got caught drunk in my senior year in class.
Yeah, and then because my senior year, our high school coach, you know him also. He was your coach. He was completely oblivious to everything, and probably for criminal reasons. Now that we found out all these years later.
Yeah, he fled the state, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is that? No. Wow, really?
No,
okay.
Our high school did their typical when someone has an allegation against them with another student, instead of calling law enforcement and making sure they're never a teacher again, they just go, you know what? Step down, go get a job somewhere else.
Major League Baseball, they sweep it under the rug.
So in the back of the that stairwell in the back of the cafeteria.
Yes.
Me and my buddy were smoking weed, and they're like 15 minutes before we had to go to practice. So no, I was not a prude in high school. Maybe the first 2 years, I would say that I didn't really dabble too much in extracurricular.
I think
activities.
sophomore, junior year is, if you're going to be a derelict, that's when it comes out.
Definitely by Memorial Day weekend, junior year, I was definitely out of my shell, and I would say playing baseball really did kind of lead to that, because there's just a bunch of fucking jerk offs and scumbag kids hanging around each other.
That's just what baseball players are.
So in high school I was definitely definitely seeds. I never really liked original. I would always go between ranch and BBQ depending on my mood. But in Little League, because I thought I was the coolest kid on the block, even though I wasn't, I would get Big League Chew and stick a Tootsie Roll in the middle of it. So when I spit, it would be brown and it looked like I was dipping.
Nice. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. So, I looked up to people who did things like that.
That was cool.
Right, your video better kick back in, bro, if we're going to play this game here.
You can't see me?
It's good for me.
It's a little laggy here.
It's good for me.
So one more thing I just want, what's our run time right now? I don't want to do
38 minutes.
All right, we got time then. One thing that our wives are like having a field day in the group chat right now.
Tell me about it.
She's saying that you're too loud.
Well, you know what? You're the jerk off that honked the horn in front of my house earlier.
I didn't honk the horn. My car beeps when you walk out of it with the keys in your pocket. It's so fucking hot up here. You guys know how hot it gets up here. It's so hot. I'm sweating.
I can only
imagine.
Probably
cold up there.
You ever see the movie Little Nicky? And it's
Popeye's chicken's fucking awesome.
It's in the middle. It's in the middle of summer, and he's got to wear like a winter coat. That's Ryan.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's so cold. Popeye's chicken's fucking awesome.
They're putting a Popeyes over
Willowbrook
in Woodland Park. They're finished. Hopefully, COVID will end soon, and they can finish building it.
I'll be completely broke in a couple months when Starbucks opens right around the corner from my house.
Where are they putting that?
They're putting it by where like the A&P was and shit.
Is.
My wife will be there every day, 3 times a day.
You don't live around the corner from A&P.
Yeah,
it's right down the fucking street.
I'll take a venti lot.
Oh, they put it because that's where the Popeyes is going.
Yeah,
over there.
Yeah, they're going to put everything in there.
Coffee and chicken. Coffee flavored chicken.
What else did you want to bring up? What are you saying?
So are you okay with like Booney having to come out with a mask on? Is that going to bother you?
Is that for real?
They were talking about that. That managers, whoever would stay in the dugout would have to wear a mask.
What do the translators do? Have an earpiece in and they just scream at? They scream
no,
out?
like guys like Tanaka and Gary Sanchez, they would have to learn sign language. So they're going to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Manfred's got to get on that.
Things like that.
But honor code, the other team would have to turn their back while the signs were going on.
They could use that new technology. There's earpieces where it translates the language in real time, so you could talk and then it'll translate to English in his ear. Boom.
Let me guess. Google owns that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Listen, those things like that, I'm not gonna argue over. It is what it is. I just think it's stupid. Like if you're gonna play the season, play the fucking season. Okay, if these guys are going to report every single day, test the fucking players and just live your life on the field. I mean, if you're going to play a season, play a season. We're not going to be playing baseball and worrying about getting a virus.
Here's what I don't understand.
We've waited how long now? It's been months.
Wrestling is running shows. UFC is running shows. Those guys have a lot closer contact with each other than baseball players do.
Exactly. It all contradicts itself.
Only one person in WWE, a non-wrestler, came down with COVID, and this was back in March. And only one fighter has come down with COVID in UFC so far, knock on wood. Now, these guys are getting tested. There's precautions being taken. It's not like they're wrestling and fighting with masks on. Why are these, is this a stupid question to ask? Why are these sports leagues like the NFL, maybe not the NFL right now, but the NFL wants to put N95 material in the face guard for the football players. That's not going to work.
I'm trying to find this quote from Joe Girardi years ago when the H1N1 was going around and killing people. Baseball did not stop. Nothing stopped. And Joe Girardi had a quote that was something to the effect of, it's scary and we're taking the right precautions, but we got to go on. It's not going to affect our season. We're playing baseball. That's how it should be.
Yeah, but you know what, bro? Whatever it is about this is different. So we just got to play by different. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't really care to get into conspiracy theories or left versus right, but whatever it is, something is different about this, and we're just living by a different set of rules right now. So, I mean, if we got to do certain things to get baseball back, just let's do it. Like, let's peel back the curtain here. Like, we're not successful this is a successful podcast, but we're not making our living by doing just this show. Like, we're not podcasting to put food on our tables, even though that's the end goal. Hopefully one day this show will blow up to the point where we can do shit like that. I've been working through this whole fucking pandemic, bro. Like I work for a distribution company. I have to go to 3 different states weekly. I'm over. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Like, I'm fucking tired of it. Let's get back to fucking work. I'm not taking this lightly. Don't get me wrong. There's people dying. There's people getting sick. But there's also needs to come a point now where we need to get back to fucking life. I'm sorry. There is.
I think that
we played by the rules for 2 months now. And now, Memorial Day weekend is this weekend. People are going to get fucking restless. They got restless over the weekend. It was beautiful over the weekend.
It's going to be bad this weekend with people, but if MLB would just take a little bit of time to truly look at the numbers and look at what the CDC is starting to come out and say about those numbers, I feel like they'd have a different perspective of what these players need to do to protect themselves at this point. If they're what was that?
Like I was saying, go ahead, Roy.
Well, I was just going to say, I feel like this season starting or not isn't even going to come down to the safety of the players, but it's going to come down to the money and how these players are going to get paid and how the season's going to go.
Before we get into the money, which I think we should bring up for a quick minute. What is it just that Vince McMahon and Dana White don't give a shit about anybody? So they're just like, fucking do, wrestle, fight in the Rob Manfred and Dennis, what's his name? What's the Adam Silver?
Dana White?
Yeah, no, Dana White and Vince McMahon, the UFC and
Roger
WWE.
Goodell, Adam Silver.
Yeah, these guys are like humanitarians and care about everybody, so we got to do social distancing while they're playing games. Like, what is the big difference? Is that a stupid question? Like, why can't we have mound visits? But I'm gonna watch. If I wasn't doing this, I'd be watching NXT right now, where they'd be laying on top of each other. Like, listen, what's the difference?
Here's the truth of what I'm talking about.
Is it because Florida's an ass backwards state, and that's why all these shows are being run in Florida?
No,
is that what it comes down to?
I think that
I'm being serious. Am I being stupid or
no?
Or what?
No. What it comes down to, unfortunately, because in this day and age, everything has to be political. It comes down to political views and how you view things. If you really look at the numbers, and I'm not saying either side is right or wrong. All I'm saying are the numbers. If you look at the numbers, over 80% of the people who have died, over 80%. Have been 65 and older. 70% or 60% of that is 85 and older. Okay? And then, if you want to go even crazier, 75% of anyone who's died under the age of 65 have had a serious underlying condition.
Okay,
this is on the CDC. I will post it if you want, and I will send it to you.
You looked this up on.
I swear to God, I
Breitbart.
looked it up last night on the CDC website.
Did Tommy Lahren give you these numbers?
No, I'm not being political, and I'm not saying Manfred's right or wrong, and I'm not saying McMahon's right or wrong. But when you really dive into the numbers, you can make a decision based off of those. These are healthy young guys. No one has a serious underlying condition and is playing Major League Baseball or fighting in wrestling. I mean, maybe wrestling, maybe you've had a couple cases, but listen, that's just the truth. You can look it up on CDC's website, on major websites. That is the truth in the numbers. So
the players are young, but you also have to consider the coaches, the umpires.
Absolutely.
The average age of an umpire is 46.
Joe West is at super risk.
Ryan, that's a great point, Ryan. That's probably why baseball has to be a little more cautious. Larry. There's a lot more
umps.
There's a lot more within the organization when it comes to baseball and who you're exposing. Grandpa Larry's got to be careful.
Child's out of a job. Well, there was an NBA coach who said D'Antoni's pretty old. He said he would come back and coach.
Here's my final point on this part of it. If it meant having to wear a mask every time I left my house to get things rolling and getting back to normal life, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. And I don't understand people are like, "Oh, you're impinging on my constitutional rights to wear a mask." Be a fucking scumbag and stay in your house then. If this is the way back, then just fucking do it.
No, listen. The whole mask thing, that's not a fringe on your constitutional right. If they're telling business owners to do it and business owners are doing it to keep their store open just to do what they're told, that's fine. But if you look on these paper masks, not the better one, not like the N95 ones, just the regular mask that everyone's wearing, look at the warning label on that box. I just picked up a box the other day. Look at the warning label.
Yeah, it says it doesn't prevent coronavirus.
Correct. It doesn't. So if we're going to put things in place, let's do it the right way. Let's not just do it to say, okay, we feel better. People are wearing masks now. Because the truth is, those masks do not keep out the small particles of this virus. That is a fact. It's on the box. So all I'm saying is there's a lot of hypocrisy. There's a lot of contradicting things that everyone's doing.
But if that's what they're telling you have to do,
then I'm doing it, and I'm fine with it.
To go to the fucking gym,
fine.
Or to go to Walmart, or to go do whatever it is. I don't care, bro.
I'm not someone who's like, oh my God, you're going to fucking make me wear a mask. Fuck you. I can do what I want. No, whatever. Just, you want to make me wear a mask? If that makes you feel better, fine. I don't care. All I'm saying is what bothers me is just the whole laziness of it. It's lazy. Some of these things that are put in place are lazy just because it's making people feel better or safer.
This reminds me of that Tommy Boy scene with the guarantee on the box.
Allahan.
I'll take a shit in a box and I'll label a guarantee if it'll make you
feel
better.
All warm and toasty inside.
Ooh, I got a nice guarantee.
Ryan, as you were saying with the money, bro, real quick on that, as I think I said this last week, it's not going to come. It can't come down to money. You can't not play the season this year because of money. Because who you really screwing over? The fans. And the fans are the ones that don't have money. I don't want to. You can't sit there and tell me that millionaires and billionaires can't figure out a way to get paid still way more than the average American, especially the average American that might not be working right now, to sit there to go and play baseball. You can't tell me that. If you want to tell me that you can't come to a reasonable assumption of safety because of the virus, that I can live with. But you can't tell me, we can't play this year because of money. Because you know what? Fuck you. Because I'm telling you right now, bro, I can't hear that. As somebody that's been working through all this shit, and I can confidently say I make far less than the average Major League Baseball player does, I don't want to hear it. And it's I don't want to hear the term, you're essential. I'm only essential.
You're never essential.
I'm telling you.
Only to your daughter.
What stops Major League Baseball from happening this year is the money.
Yeah, but here's one thing,
There's
Ryan.
so much money. How much money did the Yankees make last year? I have it up here.
How much?
$683 million. They have to make that up somehow. And right now, the owners are trying to make that up by taking it from the players, by changing the way their salaries are constructed. But they have to find different ways to do that. It's on MLB. I have a proposal.
Here's what I want to hear that proposal. Let me just, because it's really quick. My biggest thing of why they can't let the money get in the middle of it is because we know baseball players hold on to grudges, and we know these owners hold on to grudges. If this is set this year that they can't come to an agreement, think about next year. Think about the years after. You think these players aren't going to hold that and have a different way about them, that this couldn't cause more trouble down the road? I don't think the owners want that right now either.
No, well, isn't the CBA up after next season?
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, well, that's also something that you got to look at.
Yeah, right. What's your proposal?
Well, for me, it comes down to the owners in the front office to figure out a way to make up the loss in revenue, and I don't really like this proposal, but I think it's a way to make up that money in a big way, and that's, instead of having these teams be represented by a location, have them be represented by a sponsorship, an ad. Instead of it being the Oakland Athletics, it would be the Apple Athletics.
No, I hate
Kellogg's. That. I know, but
here's
talking about making up that revenue. How much money would a company spend to have their name be right in front
instead
of
of calling them the Microsoft Yankees, you could sell ad space on their jersey.
Yeah, and I was thinking something like that, like how basketball has like sponsorships on there.
Nike has to have sole
All right, then you know what? Since there's going to be nobody in the stands, sell ad space in the seats.
Actually, right. This is a great point, right? If you can you look up what the deal was? How much Major League Baseball is getting from Nike being on that jersey?
Billions.
$1 billion.
Okay, $1 billion. You're telling me that Major League Baseball can't come up with a way to, because they're the ones who shut down the season, they're the ones prolonging the season, that they can't be the ones responsible for making up the difference in cost?
Oh, so if they wanted to start the season on March 26th, they could have. It's Major League Baseball that shut it down?
Absolutely. Did WWE shut down? No, it's not different. It is Major League Baseball decision. It is a constitutional right in the amendment that they honestly, it was their decision. You can't tell me that WWE is allowed to do it, but baseball couldn't have.
Yeah, I can, because you want to know why?
Why?
Because Vince McMahon's wife is in Donald Trump's cabinet. That's how that
okay.
worked.
It doesn't matter.
That's how that worked.
That does not matter. If Major League Baseball truly wanted to.
And I'm going to tell you something else how that happened. They were operating out of a building they owned. Major League Baseball, a lot of these teams don't own the buildings they play in.
You are 100% right.
And then by the time they got around all this, Florida deemed WWE and also AEW, another wrestling promotion, they deemed them quote essential businesses.
Okay, I'm not saying logistically.
Nobody is deemed, for whatever reasons, nobody's deemed Major League Baseball, the NHL, or NBA essential businesses. That's why they haven't been running. So
I'm not saying
Major League Baseball could not go out of their way and hold a season in 30 different cities back in March. It could not have happened.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. These gyms that are opening up, the one gym down in Belmar, is it still open?
Nope.
Yeah. Yup. It is every single day.
They've stayed open because all right then. If they stayed open,
so a little dumbass gym in Belmar could open, but not Major League Baseball. Logistically, Christian, it probably would have been impossible because of what you're saying. But technically, that is their own business. Should we take these executive orders seriously and listen to them? Yes, but they are not put into law. They cannot be put into law. It would never hold up in court.
Would never ever happen. Major League Baseball said, "Fuck everybody. We're holding a season. It would never stand."
You are 100% right. All I'm saying is, it was Major League Baseball's decision to delay it this long. Why is the date up in the air? Right? Why is there even a date up in the air? Who knows if everything's going to be done by then? It's because they're feeling now that it's safe to do it.
So every one of the 50 states as of today is reopened in some way. So we're moving towards that. What do you call it?
My point is,
in that direction.
My main point is, if the Yankees made $683 million, you put everything together, there's no reason why MLB couldn't somehow compensate in some capacity to make these owners feel a little better and to settle this.
You sell ad space in the seats instead of seeing fat Mike Francesa behind home plate. You see an ad. You see
Mike Francesa giving the ad.
Okay.
You see Mike Francesa.
I'm going to eat these Tostitos and the salsa here.
Okay, that's how you do it.
Okay. Oh god, this sauce is so good. How much is it? $2.99.
Do you know how the upper deck is tarped off? You know how the upper deck is tarped off in Oakland, and they have like a picture of Reggie Jackson up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You do that at Yankee Stadium, except for it's McDonald's. That's how you make your money.
Yeah. No, you got to.
And how about if they talk to the players like we were saying, each time every time they put a highlight reel together of the mic'd up player for the day, it's advertised by a big time company because a lot of people are going to be listening to those. A lot of people are going to be sharing those on social media.
Yeah, it's going to be good ad space to have.
That's how you get
the whole patch on the jersey thing. That's not Nike that's stopping that. It would be the Players Association because MLB's already thinking about it, but they can't until the CBA expires. So starting in 2022, they were going to most likely propose to have patches on the jerseys.
Do they want to get
extra ad space?
Do they want to get mine or theirs or whatever the fuck Blake Snell said?
Hey,
you know what? Hey MLB,
like
you know what?
Car.
Hey MLB, you know what? You can sell ad space on my right shoulder.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what?
Do a 3-year deal or something. Make it a short-term commitment. It doesn't have to be forever. It could be short-term.
No, why don't we just do it
will turn long-term.
Why don't we just do it like
so much money?
Like Little League? You just put him right on the fucking back of the put McDonald's on the top of the
whatever it takes to watch baseball.
All right, we're running an hour.
And then everybody was freaking out about the Nike swoosh on the Yankees chest. Now, how are they going to feel with the golden arches?
Hungry.
Every time you see Garrett Cole finish and he comes, he finishes the pitch. Maybe
the McDonald's Yankees versus the Burger King Mets.
Oh boy, that would cause riots in the streets. All right, so last week we dabbled in this. Guess the Yankee. Now, we had a week to think about it, and now we come up with this. We're going to do this for 5 weeks, and at the end of the 5 weeks, we're going to declare a winner. Now, Chris and Ryan are going to have to come up with something to play for. They talked
Are we
about
starting fresh? Are we starting?
We're starting
last
fresh.
Week doesn't count as practice.
Fresh. No, that was spring training. Okay. So why 5 weeks? Because hopefully that will lead us right into July 4th weekend in real baseball, so we don't have to do shit to keep us busy anymore. Right, we'll be about 5 weeks away from that.
Yes,
something like that. Okay, so and we did 9 players last week. We're going to cut it down to 7. We're going to do 7 players each week. All right. Now here's what we're going to do. At the beginning of every week, we're going to play We're going to play a guessing game. That's going to determine who goes first. I know you said earlier you wanted Ryan to go first, but I'm going to give you a player's stat and guess the stat, and whoever comes the closest gets to go first that week.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the rules of the game. I come up with 3 clues for each player. If you guess it after the first clue, 3 points. Guess it after the second clue, 2 points. Guess it after the final clue, 1 point. Okay?
Yep.
Now, if you make all 3 guesses and guess wrong, since this is a baseball game, 3 strikes and you're out. You lose 3 points off your total.
Boom.
Now, if it go, you can choose to pass once per player.
Okay.
Which would then allow you to not have to face the 3-point penalty at the end of it. Okay?
I like it.
What the fuck?
Passing, look.
Okay. But here's another thing.
I got game show music playing in my headphones right now.
All right. So, but also be careful because I'm going to keep track of this. You can only pass 3 times per week. You have to use your passes. So you can't pass every time out. There's going to be 7 players. You can pass 3 times out of the 7. All right. Now, what are you guys going to be playing for? I don't know. We determined that bragging rights, who's the better brother, isn't enough. So I don't know if you want to come up with some disgusting food challenge.
Okay, we'll think of it this week.
And then by the time we play next week, we'll have actual. All right, so this is the battle of the brothers, Chris versus Ryan. Guess that Yankee. Okay, now don't shout it out. Raise your hand.
Back in school.
Okay. Are you guys still there?
I'm here.
All right. In Don Mattingly's final season actually, I don't know how this is going to work. You can each shout out. Give me your guess. Actually, no, raise your hand. If you nail it head on, then we'll just end it. If not, then I'll let the next person guess. Okay. In Don Mattingly's final season in 1995, and if I catch either one of you Googling it, I'm going to send coronavirus to your house. Okay? I want you each to throw your phone against the wall so I know you're not Googling anything. All right. In Don Mattingly's final season in 1995, what was his batting average? Chris.
323.
Ryan, what's your guess?
324.
Since Ryan undercut you, Ryan is closest. He batted 288 in his final season.
No, I'm closer.
Chris was closer.
What did you say?
323.
So you said 328.
No, 323 I said. He said 324.
All right, no. So Don Mattingly batted 288, so Chris wins. Chris gets to go first.
Boom.
Now you're familiar with the rules, right? You can only pass 3 times. Use 3 passes.
I got it.
So you used them well. All right. First clue for player number 1. I have a ring from 2000 despite throwing just 8 innings in the regular season.
Here's a good question. If I guess and I'm wrong, it just goes to the next clue?
Then Ryan gets to guess off that clue.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, you will have heard, if you were a good Yankee, we should also say that all the players used in this game are from 2000 to 2019. If you were a good Yankee fan in those years, you should have heard of every single player that I'm going to use in this game. I'm not going to use obscure players like fucking Dean Anna, Zoilo Almonte, or any of the other, or even Darryl Rasner, who you should know because they sold his ass to Japan. Okay.
All right, give me another one. I want clue number 2.
No.
No, you're passing. You're using your first pass.
No.
When you yeah. What do you mean no?
I'm opting to take less points.
No, now if you're not going to make a guess, Ryan gets to guess.
All right, fine.
So either use your pass or make a guess.
David Cohn.
That is incorrect. Ryan, do you want to hear the clue again?
Yeah, give it to me again.
I have a ring from 2000 despite just throwing 8 innings in the regular season.
I was going to say El Duque, but I think that was in 98. He came late. 2000? I don't know.
Do you want to use a pass or make a guess?
Yeah, I'll use a pass.
Ryan's going to use his first pass. Okay, so that's 1 pass. All right. Now, clue number 2 over to Chris. Barry Bonds hit a famous home run off me at Yankee Stadium in 2002.
Roger Clemens?
Nope, incorrect. Ryan, do you want to hear the clue again, or do you want to make your guess?
And Ryan, you should never pass, Ryan.
Okay.
Just make a guess.
Mike Messina.
No, that's also incorrect. But no, if you make 3 incorrect guesses, then you lose points. If he uses his pass, he's immune from losing points.
Yeah.
All right, final clue. My last name is also a flower.
Ted Lilly.
Correct. Ted Lilly.
Shit. Good one. That's a good clue.
All right, so Chris has 1 point. All right, so do you guys want to play winners out or losers out?
No, Ryan goes now.
So you want to play losers out,
Yeah.
or do you want to alternate?
No, loser goes. We alternate.
All right, losers out. Do you want to alternate? Or play losers out? Alternate. Okay. All right. Clue number 1 for this player. I made my major league debut with the Yankees in 1999, but my first full season was in 2001.
Did you say a pitcher or just a player?
I'm not going to give you context of what position.
Yeah,
they
but
played.
you just said a Yankee. All right.
Yeah.
What year was it again?
I'll give you the clue one more time. I made my major league debut with the Yankees in 1999, but my first full season was in 2001.
Man, I don't know. I'm not good with the early 2000s. I was a little boy.
All right, got to make a guess or use your second pass.
Let's go with no fucking clue. Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown.
No, Chris, you want to hear the clue again, or you want to make a guess?
I don't need the clue again. Chad Curtis?
No. Okay, clue number 2. I returned to the Yankees in a mid-season trade in 2013 and finished my career with the team in 2014.
No. Damn. Oh. It's not coming to me. David.
All right,
no, Gary Sheffield.
No, incorrect. Chris, you want to make a guess or hear the clue again?
Give me the clue one more time.
I returned to the Yankees in a mid-season trade in 2013 and finished my career with the club in 2014. All right, there's too much dead air, so you got to use your pass or make a guess here.
I'll pass this one.
All right, you're going to take the pass. All right. All right, final clue for Ryan. Here we go. I initially left the Yankees because I was traded to the Texas Rangers for a shortstop. I think Chris knows it.
Go with. I was traded to the Rangers, so he's traded for Alfonso Soriano.
Damn.
Boing,
Yes,
boing,
Alfonso
boing.
Soriano. Yes.
I
Ryan
wish he
gets-
came to me last clue, man.
Ryan gets a point. All right. Good guess, Ryan. All right, here we go. So now it's Chris's turn, right? All right. I pitched 19 major league seasons and won 3 World Series with the Yankees.
Andy Pettit.
No. Next week, maybe, can you pipe in some game show music so there's not so much dead air while you guys are guessing?
I could do it this week.
All right, that might be a good idea. Okay, Ryan, do you want to hear the clue again or you want to make a guess?
Give me the clue one more time, pal.
I pitched 19 major league seasons and won 3 World Series with the Yankees.
That would be. It's got to be David Cohn.
No.
Damn, that's who I was thinking. I'm glad you guessed that.
I mean, it could also be David Cohn, but based on that clue, but not the other clues. All right. I'm a lefty that pitched 2 seasons with the Mets after the first time I left the Yankees.
A lefty that pitched 2 seasons with the Mets after the first time I left the Yankees. You know
I know
it. Man.
You know it? Do you know it?
I don't know. I got my guess locked in. I don't know if he won 3 World Series though.
Man.
All right, guess or pass?
I'll Mike Myers. I don't even know if I wasn't even on the Yankees when they won. I just didn't want to pass.
All right, Ryan, you got a guess here, or you want to hear the clue one more time?
Is it Al Leiter?
It is not.
Oh, all right. Let me hear the clue again then.
All right, final clue. A current Yankee debuted in Major League Baseball with the same exact name as me.
You're not going to tell me when they debuted?
No. A current, I'll give you the clue one more time.
Oh, a current Yankee?
A current Yankee debuted in Major League Baseball with the same exact name as me.
Wow. I guess I'm having a brain fart. I don't know.
Remember, if you guess wrong, you lose 3 points because this is the final. Unless you want to just pass here.
This is when it makes sense to pass.
You can pass. I'll allow pass on the final one. I'll allow it.
Mike Stanton.
Yes, Mike Stanton.
Damn,
Very good.
I knew.
That was actually a great clue.
Damn. I didn't know he was lefty.
All right, so Ryan's up here. Ready? I only played 54 games with the Yankees after being acquired in a mid-season trade.
Only played in 54 games with the Yankees after being Edwin Encarnacion.
No, that's incorrect. Chris.
Jay Buhner?
No. Okay, clue number 2. The Yankees needed to make a trade to fill my position the following season despite my postseason heroics. He's got the shitting grin on his face. He thinks he knows it.
I do know it.
Oh, I'm up?
Yeah, you're up, bro.
Oh, wait, say it again?
The Yankees needed to make a trade to fill my position the following season despite my postseason heroics.
Aaron Boone.
Yes, Aaron Boone. Did you want to hear the third clue? This would have given it away.
He's got a booner.
The third clue is I'm quite savage. All right, that was player number 4. Ryan takes the lead 3-2 right now.
I just gotta bring my dog downstairs 1 second. Good. Just give the clue to Chris because he's up.
Is he up? You're up? Who's up?
I'm up.
All right, here's the clue then. I spent 7 years with the Yankees and never played in the World Series with them despite the team getting there the year before I signed and the year after I left.
The year before I signed and the year after I left. I'm going to have to say Johnny Damon.
No, that is incorrect. Ryan, here's the clue.
No, Damon won with the fucking idiot.
I spent 7 years with the Yankees and never played in the World Series with them. Actually, that's I'm sorry. I can't give you that one because that's not. No. That's not right. That's my bad.
So
that's
my bad.
Count. That doesn't count. All right, we're only going to do 6 this week, and we'll do 8 next week to make it up. That's my bad. I forgot about that. I don't know why I had that brain fart. that Jason Giambi.
I was going to say, is it
2000.
Giambi? He's the only other person I was thinking of, but he played in what, 2001?
No, in 2003.
Oh, right.
All right. Yeah, so we'll just skip that. That's my bad, guys. We'll do 8 to make up for it, and we'll do the last 2 here, and then we got to wrap up the show here because my baby's cranky. So sorry about that. All right, here we go. So we'll go back to Chris, right? 2005 was my return to the Yankees after winning 4 World Series with them.
Say it one more time.
All right. 2005 was my return to the Yankees after winning 4 World Series with them.
Hmm. I'm gonna say David Wells.
No, Ryan, do you have a guess?
I don't know if he won 4 with them, but my guess is Tino Martinez.
Absolutely
Wow.
Boom, 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 boom. He went to the Cardinals, and then he came back in 2005.
No, he went to
Yes,
the Rays
very-
too, didn't he? Or he went there
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, I think afterward.
Very good, Ryan. Ryan with a
Big Tino
2-pointer
guy.
and a 3-pointer.
Oh,
So right now, Ryan's got 6 and Chris has got 2, and we're on the final player for this week.
So I can't
again,
win, but let's do it.
and I'm up.
I do apologize, man. I can't believe I had that brain fart that he played that. And one of my questions was about Game 7 of the one of my clues was about Game 7 of the ALCS for Giambi. It just tells you how forgettable that World Series was for the Yankees.
He hit that big home run, yeah.
Yeah, 2 of them. All right. Who goes? Ryan's up, right? This last one. All right.
I'm up.
I was acquired in a mid-season trade with Philadelphia in 2006, where I spent the previous 8 seasons.
2006. That's a long time ago. They weren't that good. And wait, how many seasons? I'm sorry. Did you say he spent with the Phillies?
8.
Man, I don't know. J-Hap.
No. All right, Chris, you want to hear the clue again or make a guess? Remember, you can use your pass. You still have 2 passes left. So
maybe we should. You got to the pass.
I'm just gonna pass right now so I can think because I don't know.
All right, here we go. Clue number 2. I was the last man to play right field in the old Yankee Stadium for the Yankees. I should say. I should add
So
that.
is this me or Chris?
You. It's your clue. I was the last Yankee to play right field in the old Yankee Stadium.
I got it.
I have no clue. The last right fielder, so that's what, 2008? I
Just take it past then.
yeah, pass.
Bobby
pass.
Abreu.
Yep, this is right.
Shit.
Bobby Abreu. So
Too little, too
At the-
late.
at the end of round 1, Chris has 4 and Ryan has 6. But we only did 6 players because I had a total brain fart today.
Yeah, that kind of
But
fucks me because like I'm up now, and I could have.
It doesn't. We're gonna.
So I
we're gonna
take
make
round
it-
1?
So
We're gonna- you're gonna
so the points add up. They're cumulative.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
cumulative.
okay.
So next week I'm gonna do 8 players next week to make up for
Deal.
for 6 this week. All
Okay,
right.
deal.
All right. So I hate to play and run, but the baby's cranky and I gotta go, and I'm tired of getting yelled at. So. Thank you very much for listening to episode 176 of the NYYST podcast. Please follow us on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk. Stat Guy Rye.
Go Yanks.
Chris, say goodbye.